How's it going, everybody? Red here today, and we're going to be continuing our Buffalo Sabres GM mode. I want to say thank you to everybody that left your thoughts down in the comments on last video, because I've got some great ideas, and I did a little bit of pre-scouting and a little bit of looking up what might work and what might not work and what might benefit the team, and I've got some trades that I think you guys will enjoy and I think you guys will be really, really happy about. So let's just go ahead and get right into those, because we're basically at the trade deadline here. Our first trade, I've voiced my concerns about him multiple times, especially in the playoffs. Matt Murray has just not been getting it done. I saw one of the comments that just trade Murray because he sucks. He's actually got really high trade value. Like, that's extremely high trade value. And then, but yeah, so I was looking around and looking at teams that, you know, might make a deal with us or might want a guy like Matt Murray for them. Maybe he just needs to change his scenery or something like that, or just needs a new organization. But we're going to go here to the LA Kings, and we're going to get a second, and we're going to get a goalie in return. And that's right, boys. Starter Jonathan Quick, 91 overall. I know he's 36, which means we need to find a goalie in the next couple of off seasons. But he's signed for 2 more years at basically the same price as Matt Murray. And he's playing much better than Matt Murray is this season. So let's go ahead and throw Quick on there as well. Oh, and the second, oh, shoot, I forgot. There we go. Now let's throw Quick on there. And there's the trade. We're trading Matt Murray for Jonathan Quick, and then we're just going to get a third for a second. So we're moving up in the draft. All right, boys, so this is our first trade. Let me know what you think of it, and let's go ahead and get it done. And there we go. So I'm just going to do best roster for now, because we actually have 2 more trades to make. Next, I saw you guys said that we needed to increase our defense and make our defense better. So we are going to do that, and we are going to trade with one of the better defensive franchises in the NHL right now, and they got a pretty promising future. The St. Louis Blues. Now, they've got a fantastic decor, not goalies, defensemen. And this guy was a free agent, and I did pass on him again because he was upset, and he's still pissed off right now, so his trade value is really, really low. Tulola, I believe he was like an 87 or something like that. I don't even remember what he was at, but he grows. I know he grows. He was like he's listed as a top 4 forward here. I'll show you in just a second. And then oh no, not that. Gooley and Perns are the guys we're gonna have to give up in return. Now I know Brendan Gooley, like we like him here in Buffalo and everything. He's gonna be a star, but so far he's not grown. He's 24 and he's only up to an 81, unless he has a fantastic jump. He is not going to jump much higher than 82, 83. And then Perns is just a low top 6 potential defenseman who may not become anything. But Tulola here, he's a 79. He's furious. I can't look at his morale from here, but if you look at his morale, he is furious. And he's listed as a top 4 defenseman, which makes me believe that his overall is going to go way up. Maybe, hopefully by 6 points, but I don't know how much it would go up. But I think this trade makes sense for us. It's basically swapping Gooley for Tulola, and then we're just going to throw in the prospect there as well. So let's go ahead and get this one done as well. Boom. There it is. Trade accepted. He's having anxiety with his new team. Tyler Myers is upset because people liked Brendan Gooley, but Tulola's I think he's a pretty good. Oh, look he's a star player or a quality player. They're happy about it. So the locker room chemistry went up. And then there's one more trade to make. Now, I did see you guys say to get rid of Baptiste or Dalcal and get a better third line forward. Well, I don't want to do that, but I have something better in mind. I think this is like my most fantastic trade yet. To the Anaheim Ducks, not defensemen. We're not going to get a defenseman. They actually have Shea Weber here, who might not have been a bad pickup, but I like Tulola just because he's a little bit younger and maybe could even grow just a little bit more. But we're going to get a forward here, and the name of Corey Perry. Now, he's a sniper, I know, but he's got great defensive category and a great physical category, and he puts pucks in the net. Like, he's listed as a third-line scoring forward, and so far through 62 games, he's got 58 points. So I could easily throw him down there on that third line. And we're not going to have to give up too much to get Corey Perry here. Just a couple of prospects that I don't foresee us using or needing in the near future. We're going to go ahead and give up Suglobov there, and what's his name? Where is he? He's in here somewhere. I wrote his name down. He might be a defenseman. I might throw them a defenseman back. Let's keep going here. I know his name. I wrote it down. I wrote down his name. I was okay with getting rid of him. Where is he? Is he a defenseman? Am I passing his name? Oh goodness, this looks awful right now. Let's go ahead and find him somewhere. He's in here somewhere. I know it. He's got decent trade value. It might be Reasoner. Yeah, this low top 9 guy. He's 20. He's 66. We'll go ahead and throw Reasoner in there as well. And then I think, you know what, I didn't look at this, but let's go ahead and see if we can maybe get a third round pick out of the deal as well. Maybe not a third, but we'll probably get a fourth out of it. But I'll go ahead and try the third, throw that in there as well. So will it go through? Nope, not quite yet. So let's go ahead and throw in a fourth and a fifth there and stock up on these later picks. Will it go through? There we go. And we have got Corey Perry on the Buffalo Sabres. So there we go. I'll go ahead and show you guys the lines in just a second because I got to go edit them, and I will be right back. All right, guys, here are the new lines post-trades at the trade deadline. So I did give Marner the bump. He did actually, he took off. This second line just freaking took off when I put Marner up there. So hopefully we're going to give a little spark there because Marner's got the best plus-minus on the team and help out our first line, which has a very poor plus-minus. And we'll put Nylander with two guys that are very good defensively, two very good two-way forwards that can maybe help out as plus-minus as well. We have Corey Perry, Dal Cotlin, Baptiste on our third line. And then our fourth line is Foligno, McNeely, and Olofsson. And if you guys remember, Jaden Schwartz is hurt. So once he comes back, we're going to have to make a couple line changes here, some shuffling of the lines, because I don't know if Marner's going to be able to stay up in the top 6 or if I want to move a guy like Nylander down, or maybe I move Jack Roslovic down to the third line and then probably Baptiste to the fourth line. But that's just my thoughts for the forwards when Jaden Schwartz comes back. And then defensively, looking a lot better. We upgraded from an 81 here to an 84. I moved Jake Bean down to the third defensive pairing and put Tulola with Tyler Myers here on this second defensive pairing. And then I've got Cam Fowler and Risto, the usual, and then the two young guys, the two low elite 23-year-olds, Jake Bean and Cal Foote, will be playing together on that third defensive pairing. As far as the power play, Alex Nylander is on the first power play line, and then the second power play line is Marner, O'Reilly, and Roslovic. And then I put Corey Perry down here on the second defensive pairing with Cal Foote, just because this dude knows how to shoot and put goals in the back of the net. So that's the power play, and then penalty kill here is O'Reilly and Roslovic, and then Eichel and Reinhart, because they both have very good defensive categories, and Eichel's faceoffs are really, really good. So, and then in net, we have Jonathan Quick with Linus Ullmark as the backup. So I'm pretty excited for how this team is going to be looking, guys. Scratched, again, Jaden Schwartz. When he comes back, we'll have to make a couple line changes, but hopefully nobody else gets injured and we're still okay with everything. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the simulation and see how we can close out this end of the season here. Hopefully we have a strong push. Those trades, I think, look at 95, 92, 90. Our team is pretty stacked, and we still have some. There's a player morale meeting I need to do. We still have some cap space to play with too, so it's not like we've got long-term contracts and we're up against it, and we're not going to have any flexibility in free agency. We will have lots of options in free agency, actually, and we can still make some trades. So Foote, Quick, and Tulola want to talk. Foote, he doesn't think fine, demanding. He responds well to a firm approach. I won't regret trading for you, Quick, and he responds well to that, but I'll make you proud of your choice. Demanding. Yeah, these guys all want to make me proud of my choice, so if I demand more from them, they'll play really, really well. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the simulation. Our locker room chemistry is up at 80. Let's go ahead and finish out the year, boys, and see how we do here. Hopefully we can have a good month here. I know we're in the wild card spot, so it's pretty touch and go here. We don't want to lose too many games. And of course now we have to scout, and our morale just dropped ever so slightly, I'm pretty sure. And we're losing locker room chemistry for no apparent reason. Let's go ahead and scout some forwards for 3 weeks in the SHL. We got games against Pittsburgh and Washington coming up. Corey Perry's happy because he was dressed. Against Washington, we win in a 6-5 in an overtime. And then against Pittsburgh, we lose 4-3. So Eichel's really, really happy because of his ice time. He's going up. Individual performance, we lose 3-2 to Dallas. Come on, boys. Don't do this to me. Don't choke now that I've made all these trades. Versus Columbus, who's a 31. Hey, we win 4-0. There we go. I wonder if that Jaden Schwartz is available to play in the team's next game. I'm going to wait until he pops up. I'm going to stop the simulation. There is the LA Kings. Is he still hurt? I wonder if he's still hurt, I'm going to leave him out of the lineup. But if he's ready to go and fully healthy, I don't want him scratched for a game to ruin his morale because he's been out long enough as is. So let's go ahead here and check out scratched. And yeah, he's still got the little injury med kit symbol there. So let's go ahead and keep simulating just a bit see where we go here, and it's probably after this game against LA, Jaden Schwartz will be back. We are still in the wild card spot, so that is nice to see. Still 9 points out of a divisional spot, but maybe we can pick up this game against Matt Murray and the LA Kings, and we lose 5-1. So we just absolutely got destroyed, and I'm waiting to see the morale up there to see if Schwartz will be back or not. Jonathan Quick is game morale because of ice time. All right, let's simulate a day. Brandstrom because of ice time, and Jaden Schwartz. Yep, he's recovered from an injury, so I will go edit the lines really quickly, and I will be right back. All right, guys, so here are the updated lines. I have Nylander back on the first line just because I didn't really have a choice there. I don't know if I want to keep him on that second line. We did put Jaden Schwartz on that second line with O'Reilly and Roslovic, so they are now back together. And then we have Dalcal, Marner, and Perry down here on the third line. And our fourth line is Foligno, McNeely, and Baptiste. I'm actually thinking about it right now. I could move Jack Roslovic up to the first line and put Nylander on that second line with Schwartz and have him feed Schwartz all day. That could actually be really good for us. And then we have Roslovic, Eichel, and Reinhart on the top line. I'm going to leave it like that and see how it goes a little bit. Special team-wise, we have Nylander, Eichel, Reinhart, and then Roslovic. And then here we have Schwartz, O'Reilly, and Marner, and then Cam Fowler and Foote there. So nothing much has changed. We just shuffled the lines ever so slightly for the injury to Jaden Schwartz. And we should be all set now. I actually have to send down Olofsson and then best lines in the AHL, and then we should be good to simulate. But pretty interesting to see what I have to do with the lines depending on who gets injured. You know, the whole Schwartz injury made the team look a little bit worse than it was, even though the team actually should have had pretty good ratings and stuff like that. The 87 overall missing there definitely hurts quite a bit. So I like injuries on. I don't like that when they're overwhelming, but they're currently not overwhelming, honestly, and it takes a couple video editing things to get them out of there. So 15 games remaining. We are still in that wild card spot, I'm pretty sure. Let me check that. I didn't look at it. Down here, if it loads, we are still in the wild card spot only by 4 points. We are 9 points behind Montreal, so we would need to go on a serious run to go ahead and overtake Montreal for the divisional spot. It's still doable. We still got a lot of games remaining and a lot of games against actually Detroit, a lot of divisional opponents too. At Anaheim, we win 4-1. There we go. I want to see some win. I want to see a winning streak. We were really hot at the beginning of the season, when Schwartz was in. At Arizona, we win in a shootout. There we go. Versus St. Louis, they're a good team, but can we go ahead and beat them? We beat them 2-0. And now the players are getting happy because they're playing well. 3 games against Detroit. I'd hope to take at least 5 out of 6 points here. Home and home against Detroit, they're 18-49-3. Mitch Marner has been injured with a mild concussion, so that one hurts. That one definitely hurts. All right, guys, I'll be right back. All right, guys, here you go. Just a quick look at the lines. Not much has changed. You guys can go ahead and pause it and check out the lines if you want, but those are the lines. I didn't change a ton. So let's go ahead and get right back into it here. Keep this simulation going, see if we can stay hot. At Detroit, we lost 4-2, and that's the game Marner got hurt in, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and scout over here in Russia. Scout some Russian forwards for 3 weeks. Why not? Then versus Detroit, we can't. There we go. We took 1-2 against Detroit. They're a bad team, but there we go. Then we pick it up against Toronto. So we are now 39-30-4 with a 78% locker room chemistry. I'm just checking the standings, and look at that, guys. We are now only 1 game behind, or 1 point behind Montreal for a divisional spot, and we're still only 9 points behind Ottawa for the second spot. I mean, I know there's 9 games left, but anything is possible. We need to secure ourselves that divisional spot because I don't want to be playing the wild card or be playing the best team in the NHL. So let's go ahead and simulate up to this game against Boston, and then we'll see how the standings have shaken out after we've played 3 of our games. Versus Philadelphia, a good team. Let's see, we lose 3-2. I would have liked that one to get to overtime to get the point, but it's okay. Now versus Detroit, you can't lose this game. You cannot lose this game versus Detroit. And we lost the game versus Detroit. Come on, boys. Now versus Chicago, a really good team. Are we going to be able to beat them? Get the point. Mitch Marner is able to play again, and we lost in a shootout against Chicago. Now I'm actually scared to see what the standings look like. Oh shit, we're 2 points behind Montreal, but only 1 point ahead of Boston with a huge game against Boston coming up. So let's go ahead, and I'll go ahead and put Marner in, and I'll go ahead and start the simulation right back up. The lines are now back to what they were, and we're going to go ahead and play a crucial game against Boston here. We got 2 huge games against Boston. I just realized that. This one is huge. Maybe we can extend ourselves a little bit of a lead against Boston. We need to win this game, or at least win in overtime, or lose in overtime anyway. And we take the straight-up loss. That is, oh my god, that's killer. Are we going to be able to make the playoffs again? Oh god, no. We're so close. We're now, oh shit. We're only 4 points out. It's really close, and there's 5 games left. We got to get hot again. We were doing really well, and then we had an injury right about here, and that's what killed us. This game against, yeah, come on. We got to beat Florida first. We got to focus on Florida, then we got to beat Boston. Come on, this game against Florida is a huge one. Can we get to 40 wins now with this game against Florida? Come on, boys. Beat the Florida Panthers. You can do it. I know you can. They're not that great of a team, and we lose 4-1. Oh my god, no. It's not going to happen to us. Don't tell me that we're going to miss the playoffs. Oh, God. Now we're 3 points behind Boston with... Oh, shit. This is a huge game against Boston coming up, boys. We need to take this win. Come on, beat Boston. I know you guys can do it. Get a win again. We haven't won in a while. Let's go ahead and win, boys. Oh, my God. We lost in a shootout. They extended their lead on us. Please tell me we aren't eliminated from the playoffs. Oh, God. We're 4 points behind Boston with 3 games remaining. Oh my god, we could get eliminated if they win. Let's see, how many games do they have played? We need to hold a team meeting. Oh, we fucking played Linus Ullmark against Boston. We should have played what's his face? We should have played Jonathan Quick. I forgot our goalie's name. Shit. This cannot happen. We cannot miss the playoffs. Let's go ahead and simulate this one game against Tampa Bay. We need to take this game. We cannot lose, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight? And then, oh God, come on, beat Tampa Bay. And we lost in overtime. Are our hopes gone? Are we out of the playoffs? Did we get eliminated? No, we're not eliminated, but we need to win, at least get 3 points out of our next 4 games. Let's sim to this game against, if Boston wins, we're done. And we're out of the playoffs, boys, and that's it. So after winning back-to-back Stanley Cup championships, we went ahead and we couldn't even make the playoffs. So these last 2 games really don't even matter anymore. We might as well just tank at this point to get a better draft pick. And there it is. We missed the playoffs after winning the Stanley Cup in back-to-back years. Versus Florida, we might as well just go out on a losing streak. Why not? And then we went ahead and beat Toronto 5-2. So, a really, really sad season. All those trades at the trade deadline for naught, and we barely get knocked out of the playoffs. Let's go ahead and hold the team meeting here. And I guess I'll just simulate up to the draft, I guess, just to see what position we're picking in. There we go. It doesn't matter really at morale at this point. We got some decisions to make. The guys I acquired, do we want to keep them? Do we want to re-sign some of the guys, or do we want to trade them away? We can go ahead and do a season recap right now, because this video isn't going to be too long, because it didn't take too long to get eliminated from the goddamn playoffs. Oh, all right, so I'm officially putting us back on the clock for within the next 3 years, we need to win another Stanley Cup. If we don't, I'm going to call it an end to the Buffalo Sabres GM mode. So that would be what, 24, 25? So if you look at the points, Jack Eichel was our leading point getter with 78 points this season in 82 games. Very nice. Corey Perry was actually our second highest point getter. I forgot how many points he had. He had like 58 in 62, I think it was. And then now he's got 68 in 82. So in 30 games, he put in 10 points there on that third line. Not too bad. Ryan O'Reilly had a really good season for us as that second line center. Nylander and Reinhart, I could have seen better seasons out of them. But I did have to shuffle the lines a lot. Marner had a fantastic season. So, boys, we might have found he might have to stay in the top 6, because when he was playing with Ryan O'Reilly, those two, they just lit it up together. Probably should have kept them together. But then Jack Roslovic here had 54 points. Dal Call had 38. Let's go ahead and just stick with the forwards to see who did what. Down here, Schwartz had 22 and 37. So, I did kind of want that sniper, but it might have been smarter to keep Kyle Okposo, especially with his contract being so much longer. He was on the Carolina Hurricanes, right, Kyle Okposo? He had 58 points in 82 games, but he was probably playing on that first line there. You can never really tell exactly there. But we can go ahead here and keep looking. Otto Makinen had 13 points in 40 games, so good for him. And then Foligno had 22. So Foligno had the least points on the team, tied with Jaden Schwartz, except Jaden Schwartz played. I mean, he could almost had like 50 points if he would have played the entire season, so that would have put him up here with like Roslovic and Marner. But I still would like to see a better season out of him. As far as defensemen are concerned, Ristolainen had 38 points, Fowler had 34, Cal Foote actually had 25, or had he had 25 points in 77 games. Tyler Myers had 16, and Jake Bean had 12. Tuulola wasn't as big of a, he actually wasn't that good, as good of a trade as I thought it was, so that might be a bad trade for us, but we didn't give up a ton to get him. We have a younger guy down there anyway in the AHL. Ulf Bacher, that is going to be better than Brendan Goulet. I'm almost positive. So let's go ahead and check out how the goalies performed for us. Jonathan Quick didn't spend the whole season with us, but he had a .912 save percentage and a 2.63 goal against average, so it wasn't too bad, but, you know, I would like to see more out of him. I mean, we traded for him halfway through the year, so it's hard to actually tell. But let's keep going here. Let's check out the entire league. So Sergei Vizhnevsky, second line forward for the Ottawa Senators, are freaking good. Kyle Turris and these two guys right here are fantastic. These guys are fantastic together, apparently. 106 points. He had 48 goals and 58 assists. Are you serious? He's not, I mean, he's good, but his individual stats don't look that good to me, although I guess that passing at 89 and offensive awareness at 97, you're probably going to get points. And the wrist shot accuracy at 97, okay, I can see why he scored. It's all about that wrist shot accuracy with goals. All right, John Tavares was up there as well. Taves, Kane, Backstrom, Janssen Harkins, Dennis Jan, and then Jamie Benn is still up there. He's still kicking over there in Dallas. Let's go ahead and check out who's going to win the Maurice Rocket Richard, and it is Patrick Kane. Yeah, he's got 94. Yeah, he's got 99 offensive awareness and 94 wrist shot accuracy. So again, it's all about that wrist shot accuracy. As I'll scroll here, and there's not going to be really anybody. Oh, Jack Eichel was up there. I just noticed that. Jack Eichel was up there in goals, so we do have ourselves a really good goal scorer. Hopefully, he can make 1 or 2 point jump in the offseason. Maybe a 92 would be fantastic. I'd be okay with that. But our guys seem to have stopped growing. I haven't seen nearly any growth out of anybody. And then look at that. Corey Perry was up there as well. So interesting to see those guys up there. Let's go check out the defensemen and see who's going to take home the James Norris Trophy. Erik Karlsson, yeah, the Senators. I guarantee you guys the Senators are going to win the Stanley Cup just because their team is just filthy. It's raw right now. I don't understand how they got this team, but they are good. Whatever their GM did, drafting or tanking, they did a damn good job of it. And then goalies. So let's go ahead and check out who's the best goalie is. Thatcher Demko is ridiculous. He's 93 medium elite, and he's 26. So the Vancouver Canucks are going to have themselves a Vezina Trophy goaltender for a long time. But let's see. Yeah, Thatcher Demko, 2.18 with a 9.25 goal against average. That is just crazy, guys. That's ridiculous. So maybe goalie is a priority for us. Maybe we should try and trade up in the draft, or actually maybe win the draft lottery. We'll go ahead and simulate here, because there still could be positives in this video. We did get some pieces for the future. We have a solid roster. We could come back next year, hopefully stay healthy, and win, get back to the playoffs and maybe make some more noise, because I'm putting a 3-year deadline on it. If we don't win the Stanley Cup, or at least be competitive in the next 3 years, I'm gonna move on from the Buffalo Sabres. It's been fun, and I'm not giving up on it. But missing the playoffs after back-to-back Stanley Cups really hurts. So let's go ahead and just keep simulating here. AHL regular. Oh wait, did our AHL squad make the? And they did not. They did not make the playoffs. So there was no playoffs in our organization this year. So let's go ahead and keep it going. See how it goes. Our locker room chemistry is down to 53%. God, that dropped us so far. That's fine. I'm just going to let the scout keep scouting, and we're going to go ahead and keep looking at the bottom there. And when the current round of the playoffs is over, we'll go ahead and check it out, who moved on and who got eliminated. Let's keep it going here. It's not updating down there at the bottom, but yeah, I'm going to ask you guys a couple questions here while we're waiting for it to simulate anyway. What do you guys think we should do with this team? I know defense is a little bit of a weak spot, but we did get some guys to grow, and we got some guys who can come up, and we got Tuulola, who should be in the NHL. Hopefully Cal Foote can grow, because I'd really like to see him grow to an 84 or 85. That'd make me really happy. We did get a goaltender, but he is 36, so you never know. He could retire, he could not, and then we'd be pretty much screwed, but we'd have a lot of cap space to go. So the Tampa Bay Lightning out of the Atlantic Division have won the Stanley Cup Championship. So also, what do you guys think we should do on forwards? Mitch Marner, should he become a top 6 forward, or should we wait and see how the growth goes, or we'll have to see who we have to re-sign and everything, and we are picking 12th, boys, so we did not win the lottery, but we are in 12th, so we could still get a pretty good goalie out of that one, too. So let's go ahead and keep it simulating here, get right up to the draft. You guys let me know what I should do with the pick. Should I pick a goalie? Should I pick whatever? Okay, oh wait, skaters, goalies? And no, Jonathan Quick did not retire, so thankfully we have him for next season. He shouldn't drop off that much, though. I think he should drop off no more than 88. And there we go, guys. A legend has retired, and Alex Ovechkin has finally hung up the skates here in our universe. Zach Parise also has hung up his skates. Same thing with Stastny. Oshie for the Oilers has retired. Nielsen, Seabrook, Brouwer, Giordano, Bouwmeester, Jack Johnson, Abdelkader, Versteeg, Soderberg, Yannick Hansen. Yeah, it's so funny to actually realize all of these recognize all of these names because they're like in their prime right now, and then we're so far into the future. We're in year 6, I believe, of our GM mode. And Corey Crawford, Brian Elliott, Niemi, Halak, Smith, and Chad Johnson have all retired, and Aaron Dell. All right. So that's who's all retired. We are picking 12th in the upcoming draft, so you guys go ahead and let me know what you think we should do with it. And I will see you guys in the next one.